OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE discussion video. Today I'm going to be taking a look at a nice article that I found over there on Arcade Girl 64's blog. This is Emily Rogers on Twitter. She doesn't necessarily publicize all of her work so much, so I thought I'd take the liberty to share a piece that she wrote, and it kind of echoes a lot of the stuff that I've been saying about the Nintendo Switch the first year, some of the consistent flow of games, whether it's bigger games or smaller ones. I definitely think Nintendo put this together a lot better when it comes to the Wii U and 3DS compared to Nintendo Switch as far as software goes. So let's go ahead and get into this article here. So she writes, from retail to digital, everything about the first year of the Nintendo Switch feels carefully planned and smartly calculated to avoid any major software droughts. Every single week, I found something worth purchasing on the system. This week, there was Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap on the eShop. Next week is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Puyo Puyo Tetris. 2 weeks after Mario Kart is Minecraft. And the week after Minecraft is the release of Ultra Street Fighter 2. Traditionally, summer has been a slower time for video games, but that's not the case for the Nintendo Switch. Major titles such as ARMS, Splatoon 2, and Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle are scheduled for release between June through late September, and according to Nintendo, Switch's momentum will continue to build into the holidays with Fire Emblem Warriors, Super Mario Odyssey, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, before I get to the rest of her post here, I love the fact that she talked about this Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, because I've been hearing multiple whispers from various different sources here and there about this game. Some people felt that it was just basically not here, or it wasn't real after it wasn't revealed at the reveal of the Nintendo Switch, but it doesn't seem like that is the case. And it's coming sometime in the summer, so we should maybe get a reveal at E3 this year. So that game is going to be really interesting as far as what Nintendo and Ubisoft have up their sleeves for Nintendo Switch gamers. Now, moving on here, she writes that Nintendo's release strategy for their software has been absolutely brilliant. I can't stress enough how impressed I am with all of it. Releasing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe 1 month after The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was a genius move. Releasing Minecraft 2 weeks after Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is another genius move. I like how Nintendo is releasing ARMS 1 day after E3 ends. Why? Because during that week, everyone will still be in Nintendo hype mode. I like how Splatoon 2 is releasing in July because kids will be off from school. Releasing Mario plus Rabbids before Super Mario Odyssey will make the wait for Odyssey much less painful. Last year, I said that the first year of Nintendo Switch, March 2017 through March 2018, would blow away the Wii U's last 5 years of software. I don't believe that I was making some outlandish hyperbolic statement. Many of the Wii U's most critically acclaimed games, Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8, Lego City Undercover, Shovel Knight, Rayman Legends, Minecraft, Fast Racing Neo, Terraria, 1001 Spikes, Mutant Mudds, Little Inferno are either available on the Nintendo Switch now, or they'll be available later this year. Yes, Wii U had great quality titles like Splatoon, Hyrule Warriors, and Xenoblade Chronicles X, but this year Switch is getting Splatoon 2, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Yes, Wii U had great indie titles like Runner 2, SteamWorld Dig, and Stick It to the Man, but this year Switch is getting Runner 3, SteamWorld Dig 2, and Flipping Death. It reminds me of that song, anything you can do, I can do better. There are plenty of surprises that we still don't know about. Retro Studios, for example, has been working on a top secret project for 3.5 years. Is Camelot or Next Level Games working on any other sports titles? Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, Mario Strikers for the Nintendo Switch? Are there any other third-party collaborations with Nintendo that we don't know about? Can we expect any Nintendo Switch announcements regarding Super Smash Bros. Or Pokemon at E3? And what's the deal with Pikmin 4? Shigeru Miyamoto keeps discussing in multiple interviews. Hopefully we'll find out soon. So this was an amazing post, and she is right on so many things. I like the way she hit different topics there when she talked about, hey, well, the Wii U got this game, and this game, like Xenoblade, it got Hyrule Warriors, and it got Splatoon, but the Nintendo Switch is getting all of those games as far as Splatoon 2, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Xenoblade Chronicles in the same year. You guys have to remember, with the Wii U, Splatoon, Hyrule Warriors, and Xenoblade Chronicles X all released at varying times. They all released like at such different times throughout the whole years. We're getting all that in year one, in addition to a brand new Mario game, in addition to ARMS, a brand new IP, plus we got Legend of Zelda, and we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So the fact that Nintendo was releasing all of this content, if you look at it, she's absolutely right. From the indie games like Runner 2, to Steam World Dig and all of that were really sporadic throughout the Wii U's lifespan. We're all getting that in year one, plus stuff like Mr. Shifty, Dragon's Trap, all of that stuff has been in year one of the Switch, and a lot of it that she even talked about. This first couple months for the Nintendo Switch has been really good. I think that the momentum will continue even in May. May is a big month for Nintendo because, like she said, we do have Minecraft coming out, we also have Disgaea 5, and we have Street Fighter. Those 3 games all coming out in May, plus some indie titles slapped into there. And Sonic Mania was scheduled to come out in May, but they had to end up delaying that. But even then, we'll get it in the summer with stuff like Splatoon 2 and ARMS. We have a Dragon Ball Z game coming. We also don't know so much other stuff. So like, what is Platinum Games working on? From Software. We talked about Dark Souls 3 potentially coming. There's been some rumblings about Call of Duty. There's been some rumblings about some other third-party titles. Silicon Studio has pledged support when it comes to their engines. So like Evis 3 and some of the other engines that they're working on, all of those games that support that could come over, or at least some of those. So there's so much stuff to go over. There's a lot of different things, and I think that Nintendo is kind of pulling all the different strings with the Switch, because if you look at the Wii U, once again, we talked about how the releases were just so sporadic. There were times with the Wii U, and I think some people don't remember, but there were times where just nothing would come out. Like, there would be like a virtual console game, and that would be it. Like 3DS would get this game, this game, this game, and this game, and the Wii U would just be nothing. And there were weeks, if not months, of that where it would just be virtual console releases and maybe one indie game every couple months. And I kid you not, guys, this definitely happened. When the Wii U launched in November, it got so much content. It got 31 games, third parties, and Nintendo blew everything at the beginning, and then there was just Drought City all the way till I think March or so. Then there was like Lego City, and then there was like Monster Hunter. But even then, just that big layoff between time, that's just too much. Then even after those games, there was another really big drop where there's only a few titles here and there. We got Child of Light, I know, in between that time, and I think there was another game or two which I really enjoyed, but it just wasn't the constant flow of games, whether small or big. The Wii U just didn't get that, and the Nintendo Switch is getting the constant flow of games, whether they're the tiny games or they're the bigger games like Legend of Zelda and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Next month we have some great games as well. May in general, because people are still going to be playing Mario Kart. Disgaea 5 is another huge game. They're packing in all of the DLC there. Definitely suggest you guys check that out. If you like stuff like Fire Emblem, then Disgaea 5 might be right up your alley, and Street Fighter is going to be big too as well. I'm also really interested in seeing how Minecraft does, because Minecraft did surprisingly well on the Wii U, even though it was released pretty much last as far as all the platforms go, and it sold over 300,000 units in Japan, and I don't know how much it's done here in North America, but I bet it's more than what it did in Japan when it comes to Minecraft. So having a version that you can play at home and on the go with the Super Mario Mashup Pack as well, which is exclusive to Nintendo, of course, I think that's going to be bigger than some people expect. So it'll be interesting to see how that game turns out and what they do there. They recently showed off the game, and I thought it looked pretty cool as far as the off-screen play. So we'll see how it does, because it is coming out in a few weeks here. In terms of E3, I've talked about this a little bit as far as what I want to see on the Spawncast. If you guys haven't checked out the Spawncast, make sure you check out the description and the link below. I was over there, and we had a big podcast, and it was awesome. But two things that I really want to see at E3 would be Metroid Prime, or a Metroid game, but also Luigi's Mansion. And I think that the two studios that I would hope would be doing that would be Retro Studios and would be Next Level Games. Now let's talk about Metroid first, because I think Metroid needs to have some type of revelation or changing of conventions like Legend of Zelda did. I don't feel that they should just make the same type of Metroid Prime that we've always seen, whether it's a third-person game or it's in first-person, whatever you want to put as far as Metroid Prime goes, or Metroid game in general. But I would like to see them enhance the gameplay with extra stuff when it comes to gaining different parts, gaining abilities, being able to loot, kind of the stuff that you saw with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. They didn't go full RPG mode on us, but they definitely said, hey, we're going to give you a very wide open world that you can explore. You can go anywhere, you can get various type of weapons, you can get various type of loot, you can just do whatever you want. Now, I don't necessarily want to see Metroid do that, but I would love to see them say, hey, you can go to different planets, you can explore in your ship, you can get different upgrades and abilities, you can beat bosses and you can get something. Because one of the things about Metroid that I necessarily don't love the most is that she just has like a limitless energy beam cannon, and yes, you get some upgrades, but then it just absorbs into your current thing, and then you just shoot that gun. I would love to see them do more upgrades, not just missile stuff. I think that necessarily is a bit outdated. I would want to see them do a little bit of like XP and experience bonuses and stuff that you can add in order to add some layers of depth, upgrades that you can customize yourself and you can pick up. So that's something that I would like to see Retro Studios, if they can do that, that's cool. If it's a different company can do that, that's also cool. I just don't want to see them go in the way of like Metroid Other M or necessarily 100% like Metroid Prime. I'll still play it if it is like Metroid Prime, any type of Metroid, really. I love the franchise, but I definitely want to see them take it a bit further, like they took Legend of Zelda a bit further. Now moving on to Luigi's Mansion, I think that game is very important. That game sold super well on the Nintendo 3DS. It actually sold so well that Shigeru Miyamoto did like hand drawings for like the whole team or something like that and autographed them, because that game sold gangbusters on Nintendo 3DS when I don't think Nintendo expected it to do as well as it did. It's not a main Mario game, it's a Luigi's Mansion game, and it sold really well because the controls were good, there was some online play in there, it was fun, it got great review scores, and it sold really well on the 3DS. So I can see them taking that and putting it as a technical showcase as well, because if you remember on the GameCube, the game looked amazing for the time, and then even on the 3DS, the game is one of the best looking 3DS games out there. So imagine what they can do with the Nintendo Switch when it comes to the next level games and Nintendo working on the Luigi's Mansion. So I would really like to see them do that, and I think it's a nice change of pace. The different types of games that the Wii U never got, that the Wii U, or it got in such sporadic time periods, you know what I'm saying, like spread out so much. If Luigi's Mansion can be a 2018 title, I think that would be really good paired with stuff like Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem on the Nintendo Switch. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. Also make sure you hit that like button if you did like it. Let you know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninja for the next video. Peace.